Welcome back to the Senior Hour. I'm Barbara Cochran with my co-host, Dr. Jean Dorio, on your hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS. And our guest now this morning is Nola Aronson of Advanced Audiology. Welcome, Nola. How are you?
Hi, Nola. Great to see you guys again.
Yeah, you look nice and warm and comfy.
Yeah, we're all in our sweaters and
winter garb.
Beautiful scarf you're wearing.
And I have my gloves, my fuzzy gloves. Oh, yes. I love this time
We are
of year.
prepared.
Great.
It's called the Senior Hour for a reason. We're all cold.
and we're all seniors.
And we're all getting older. But so what? Getting older and loving every minute of life.
I can't beat that.
Right.
It's
Absolutely not. So what's been going on in your world?
Well, so let's see. We're having a big event these 2 days, but in this brand new hearing aid that's really tiny that goes inside your ear, but it's wireless. So it connects to your cell phone and you don't have to hold your phone to your ear, and you can hear with the hearing aid.
How do you regulate it to make it
from your phone?
Oh.
So you keep your phone in your purse or your pocket, but the hearing aid is there, but you control it through the
You answer
telephone.
your phone the regular way. You push the button, but then it goes into your hearing aid, so you don't have to. You just start talking.
Okay.
So
Where's the
it's kind of
microphone
like
for it?
In the hearing aid. So it's
But how does it hear it? How does the hearing aid hear?
Yeah, the hearing aid here is with a 2.4 gigahertz signal.
But is that in the phone?
It's in the hearing aid.
Oh, okay. So
Wow.
The microphone.
So how
it connects? Like you pair them together.
You don't have to
and
have
they
an
connect.
antennae sticking out of your head.
No.
Your ear.
But what if you want to turn your cell phone off?
Yeah, so
You turn it
it off.
And
It
the
doesn't
hearing
affect
aid
the
just
hearing
Doesn't
aid.
affect the hearing aid.
No, they're two
still hear
separate
through your
things.
hearing.
So it adjusts to the noise around you then automatically.
Right.
Oh.
Now,
That's
I'll
interesting.
go over that. That's a good thing that you brought up, Barbara.
And still, I'm confused though. If are you hearing just with one hearing aid the phone conversation, or
No,
is it both?
Both.
But what happens if you're having another conversation and answering your phone? An outside conversation, would that obliterate the phone, or vice versa? You can do both things, or have a three-way.
It's the same as if you were having a conversation. Yeah, you can.
Well, but with a hearing aid in your
Well,
ear,
the
it
person's
kind
not
of
constantly talking to you, and
on the
they
phone.
talk to you on the phone.
What if you've got somebody who's doing that?
Oh, I can't handle somebody talking to me
You
and
say,
I'm
"Hold
talking on the
on,
phone.
hold on a minute."
Yes, that's what I do. I can't carry on two conversations. So many people can when they're talking with somebody here and talking with somebody on the phone. That drives me nuts.
Yeah.
Because I can't concentrate on the telephone person and the person who's talking to me.
But it's rude to have to concentrate
True.
on more than one person at a time.
But most people, when you're getting a phone call on your hearing aid and you bring it to your hearing aid, they don't know you just got a phone call. You could, open your
That
purse up,
is
the
true.
phone's ringing, and you hit the button, and then all of a sudden you're having one conversation, and you're then having a second conversation on your hearing aid. But the person who is in front of you won't know you're having that conversation and think you're schizophrenic.
Yeah. That happens with Stephen all the time. My husband has an 85% hearing loss, and he has these hearing aids. And
Does
all
he?
of a sudden he's in the store, and he gets a phone call, and the salesman thinks he's talking to him, and he's on the phone. So.
That's funny.
Yeah, so it's really funny. But
Kind of
really,
funny, not for Steve though. If he's rebranded as having a new diagnosis.
Yeah. But what's great about this also is it not only just answers your phone, but you can watch TV through the hearing aids. So they become your own personal headset now. So once you have a hearing loss, the hearing aids are programmed to your loss. Okay. Now, if you just put on a regular headset to watch the TV, like the TV ears and things like that, they're not programmed to your hearing loss.
Oh.
So this
That's
way you're
right.
getting a
So wait,
really natural sound.
The television is now coming through your hearing aid?
Yeah.
So what if you get a phone call and you're listening
It
to
shuts
your
off.
television? What shuts off? The telephone or
the television will shut off, and
But what
we'll
if it's a
answer
great
the phone.
show? What if it's
You guys are so funny.
4th down and 1 at the 3-yard line?
I think we're ending off the year on a really happy note here. I think you're getting to
wondering.
know me too well. But it's really exciting. And so this guy tells me the other day, they have also made for iPhone hearing aids with a specific app just for iPhones. So he's telling me the other day, he says, "Oh, I was so happy. Don't tell anybody, but I was in church and I got to listen to the ball game and nobody knew I was doing it."
See, that's good.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
See,
a
so-
clue,
That's
fellas.
hysterical.
So even people that don't have hearing loss now want hearing aids. So then they can, instead of wearing earbuds, they can hook it up right to their ears.
You know, the one thing that really upsets me is that Medicare does not cover
I know.
hearing aids.
Yeah,
let's have this
that's been
conversation.
it's been my frustration with glasses and with our dental
Teeth.
work and hearing aids. It makes no sense that these quality of life issues are being ignored and not paid for. And of course, they think that it's going to overwhelm their budget. But if they put it in my hands, I would figure out a way to balance that budget so that you can have dental work, that you can have hearing aids, that you can get glasses. I think we can do that. But I just don't know why they haven't done that. And I do think one of the
It'll be
reasons.
a lot easier for me and for everybody else.
Oh,
Absolutely.
absolutely.
So
Absolutely. There's
I
no.
want to help people all the time, and sometimes they just can't afford them. They are very expensive, but they are a long-term quality of life investment.
That's true.
But it would help if Medicare did cover that, and maybe we can get our new government to start looking at that.
Yeah, well, if Donald Trump were to need some dental work, which I don't think he does, if he were to need some glasses, which I don't think he has, and if he has a hearing aid, we can't tell, so it must be a good one. And probably in some of the sessions it looks like he's probably listening to a ball game while he's talking to some dignitary, and we don't even know it.
Okay, well, anyway, we're not going to get into politics in this conversation.
we're
But we do
talking
want to
about
try to get
hearing aids.
hearing aids for everyone if we
Right.
can. And, you're right. That's through government. And, you have to be aware that the only way our seniors who are listening to the show right now is to stand up and fight for these issues.
Right.
And when they don't, Nola, that's a problem. We're all seniors, and we all have to make sure that those in front of us and behind us are getting the right care.
And I agree. I totally agree with that. And, but that's why I have hearing aids that are at every different price level. We have a thing called Care Credit, which is 0% financing for 12 months. So we try to figure out ways that people can afford to hear better. And hearing aids are getting better and better all the time. So even at the lower levels, we still have very good choices to choose from, not like in the old days. And so, it's an exciting time. I wanted to bring up something you brought up, Barbara, a few minutes ago. People think that when they get hearing aids, it's going to cut out background noise. And that's been a myth for many, many years, ever since this one hearing aid company advertised, cut out background noise. But if you have normal hearing, you cannot cut out the background noise,
That's
right?
right.
You
So
want the
it-
background noise
Right.
sometimes. You're listening to music in your car, and there's a siren. You better have that background noise.
Right. So that's why I want to bring that up, because patients come in all the time and say this to me when they come back for their recheck after they have their hearing aids. They think, oh, now I'm not going to have any background noise. It's not that. It's just that when you have normal hearing, you're able to hear the person and understand them in the background noise. It doesn't take away the background noise. Okay? So now with the new technology that we have within the last year, even 6 months, because it's all changing right now, it is so natural sounding, but you will hear all the background noise, but you will also understand the person sitting next to you, sitting across the table from you, but not necessarily like more than 10 feet away. So people also have that expectation. And that's why we have what we call assistive listening devices. So now you can have a microphone that sits on the table and looks like a cell phone and picks up all the sound and brings it into your ear wirelessly. So you can hear what's being said at the other end of the table. There are a number of physicians in this area that I've helped them with because they go to big meetings all the time. And they can't hear when they're at one end of the table.
Or they don't want to hear.
Yeah, that too.
You said that, Dr. Dorio. We didn't.
That's right.
Because I know who those physicians are.
Right. And maybe but they wear their hearing aids now, so that's a good thing.
Still don't hear.
So they
We'll
turned
stay
them
out
off.
of politics.
Yeah, so we will. Yeah, so all of these new things are very exciting for me because when patients come in the door after I fit them and they come back and they say to me, "Oh my God, these are the best things I've ever had. I didn't know what I was missing. I heard my grandchildren. I heard the TV. My wife didn't yell at me that the TV was up too loud." All those things that I've heard for the last, 30 years or more. 35 years, I think I've been doing this. It's all exciting to me because I'm making a difference in people's lives, and they appreciate that. So,
And your technology has markedly improved. Where background noise, whatever they were judging it as being, has now just gone way beyond that. For the doctors using the assisted devices, that's really great. But remember, in sports, when I'd watch baseball all the time, but they'd focus on the pitcher or the batter, and everything in the background was blurred.
Right.
Nowadays, it's everybody's in focus, and that's what's going on with hearing. Everything remains in focus.
right.
So I think that's important that, our TV cameras have done a job on it, but hearing aids have done even a better job, I think.
Yeah, it's really exciting times, and it's not anymore where people come in and because they're so small you can't really see them. They're not saying as soon as they talk to me, they're not saying oh, I'm not going to wear that. That's going to make me look old, because realistically, we are in the baby boomer generation right now with hearing aids, and it's the baby boomers that are getting them, and my average age patient is now 60, whereas in the past it used to be 85. So it's not for old people anymore. We're not old when we're 60.
And I think one of the things that hearing loss can be attributed to is as young or as teenagers, loud music is all they want. I mean, we will pull up beside a car and this boom, 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 and this loud rock and roll and whatever kind of music. And I'm thinking to myself, you silly kids, turn it down. You're going to lose your hearing.
Suffer later.
And I think that's a great deal of what's been
Well,
going
that's what
on.
my son always said to me. Hey,
Yes.
Mom, there's your next patient.
That's true.
So
Very
yeah,
true.
they don't realize that
They do
because you
not.
don't notice it till you're like 50 years old. So
That's exactly
know,
right.
so-
But
Exactly
when I
right.
come up to I do house calls, and when I come up to their homes and I can hear their television from the street as I'm getting out of my car, that's a problem too. I know their hearing is suffering.
Right.
And, that's a telltale sign that, you have to get something done. And, in life, that means you're not going to hear your television or your radio or your telephone, conversations around your home with your spouse or with your family. And you're with your doctor even. So you're going to lose that.
right.
So
Okay.
that's telltale signs.
If this is programmed through a cell phone, and the app is on the phone, what if you leave the house without your phone?
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. You can still hear properly.
Yeah.
All kinds of.
Yeah, it
But
has
you just
nothing
can't
to
answer
do
your
with it.
phone.
Yeah, you can't answer
And
your phone
because
because you
it's
don't
not
have
there,
your phone
you
with you.
don't have
Yeah,
that's
but
it.
and even if you turn the phone off,
Yeah, no, it
It's
has
still-
nothing to do with
Nothing
it.
It's just it plugs into your phone. Your hearing aid is an apparatus that has some technology that allows you to plug into that. You
Right.
said that hearing aid.
Okay, that was
Yeah.
what I needed
Right.
clarified.
Yeah.
That didn't make sense to me.
Yeah, no,
you
it's
know.
just a separate thing that
Separate
you
thing,
can do.
but the hearing
the
aids
hearing aids
themselves
totally separate.
work.
Yes. And you could adjust your hearing aids from your hearing aids.
Okay.
You don't have to have a phone.
Okay, that's what I wanted to know.
It's just a special feature. I also wanted to mention that this Sunday at the in Castaic, we're sponsoring the Winterfest. It's going to be tons of fun. So anybody who has grandchildren, children, even yourselves, they're going to be having snow brought in, and there's going to be Santa and Mrs. Claus bouncing things and arts and crafts things and everything for the kids, and there's going to be a number of vendors there. I have a booth there, but I am the title sponsor for this event, going on my my charity donations for my business, and we're sponsoring, I think it's for the Kidney Foundation or something to do with that, and there's some other nonprofit involved. Ed Bernstein from 25 Score is the one who put it together, and so I joined to be a title sponsor there. It's going to be lots of fun. Children under age 6 get in free, there I donated 200 tickets to the Michael Hoffman Association, so they are selling tickets there for $12 for adults. I forget what the other price is. And then also there's the Circle of Hope, have a bunch of tickets that they're also selling. So
Well, who's your Santa?
who is our Santa? I
Santa
don't
is
know.
Santa.
What do you
Santa is
mean, who's
Santa.
our Santa?
Yeah,
Well,
wait a second.
He's coming down from the North Pole. Just
Oh,
for-
okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Well,
With a hearing aid
you
on,
know,
probably,
the Domestic Violence Center has a fundraiser, the Rent a Santa program,
Oh, that's
Oh.
right.
and
That's right.
so next year you may want to keep us in mind, and
Oh, that's
we'll
a good
provide
idea.
Santa and Mrs. Claus.
Get a fake
First
Santa?
thing.
Is that what you're saying, Barb? Because they got a real
No,
Santa.
no, I'm not talking about fake Santas. Our Santas aren't
Isn't
fake.
there only one Santa? I never heard of
well,
this
he
Rent
gets
a Santa
around.
thing.
And Mrs.
yeah,
Claus,
but
how
he,
could it be?
He gets around all over the place.
Yeah.
he really does.
Yeah,
and
he
it's
does.
a fundraiser and a friend raiser for Domestic Violence Center.
Okay,
That's
well,
great.
that could be in one of my charities for next year. So next year, starting in January, I will not be on your show in January, unfortunately. I'll be away.
Where are you going? On
Florida.
vacation again?
Oh, Florida, away from the winter wonderland that we have here.
On vacation again?
Yes, of course.
Yeah, no, that's good.
Yeah.
It's a time to get away. I mean,
So
Must be nice.
I'm
Everybody-
celebrating my 30th anniversary in Santa Clarita.
Wonderful.
Starting
But
in January.
you're going to be in Florida celebrating it.
Yes,
they'll
I
send us
will.
a card.
For Christmas and New Year's, yes.
Love it. I think that's wonderful. And we need to take a break, don't we? Yes. I'm Barbara Cochran with my co-host, Dr. Jean Dorio, on your hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS. Welcome back to the Senior Hour. I'm Barbara Cochran with my co-host, Dr. Jean Dorio, on your hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS. And we're speaking with one of the Senior Hour's sponsor from Advanced Audiology, and her name is Nola Aronson. Yes, and we've been talking about all kinds of things, mainly hearing.
Yeah. And my 30th year.
That's right.
Congratulations.
And so we're going to be having a lot of festivities in this year and a lot more nonprofit donations for this community. So I'm going to celebrate sometime this year at a community center where I will be inviting all the nonprofits to come and have tables and
That's
and
great.
things like that. So
that would be
I will keep
wonderful.
the Domestic Violence Center in my mind this coming year, as one of my nonprofits. Because
Thank you very much.
Barbara was mentioning that she volunteers for the
I'm on the board.
Domestic Violence Center. So
You know, the
Well,
season.
I was one of the originators of it,
Oh,
along
that's
with
great.
Dr. John Legler and Joanne Darcy.
Oh, really? Joanne Darcy,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes, many years ago, in the early 80s,
Yeah.
because I was on the hotline. I ran the community hotline back then.
Oh, wow.
And it was amazing the number of calls that came in associated with alcohol and drug abuse, where there was violence in the family.
Yeah.
And many times the women would call and say, I need some help. I need some help. And of course, we shipped them off to Haven House or Haven Hills up in, I think it's in Lancaster. And there are several down in the valley. And we didn't have one up here.
Yeah. Well,
You
that's
know?
great that you started that.
And I took it to the Santa Clarita Valley Health Council at the time, and a group of us formed to get one started out here. And one of the major donors was Dr. Janet Nisselson, who was a psychologist who lived in the valley but did a lot of work out here. And she was also a big part of it. She has since passed away quite a few years ago, but she was quite a big part of getting the domestic violence
Wow.
center started
as
out
you
here.
were, Barb, as you were with the senior center.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, you're
I finally met Kevin the other day.
from the
Oh.
senior center.
From the
Yeah,
senior
he's
center.
very
Executive
nice.
director.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah, I met him when he started, yeah.
But, you know, seasonally, you know, everybody is charitable at this time of year, Nola, but, you know, what we've seen year-round from you is that same charity. You're always giving to this community, and, you know, I want to just acknowledge and make sure that you understand that we recognize that. You know, we know what you're doing. I just don't know if everybody else understands that, but you're always out there, and, you know, I know that when you go to Florida, it's so-called vacation, but you're going there to learn. You're taking classes, and, you know, you're learning also applications of things in life, and I think that's important that people understand that you're learning, you're continuing to move forward, but you allow our community to move forward with you. But
Right.
you're always giving back to, it's year-round for you, your charity, and I think this community needs to continue recognizing you for what you've done.
That's very true. And you said you had some things going on in these couple of days.
Yeah, so
What's happening?
well, we had an open house for a new hearing aid, and then we're having another one in another week to test out. Oh, and the good news is, I have to tell you this.
is this
Good
talk
news.
about
Now,
numbers?
yes.
Numbers.
We had a goal of 1,000 free hearing screenings this year in our office.
That's right. You told us about that a couple of
Right.
months ago.
And we only need 20 more.
Come
Oh,
on,
you're
you guys.
kidding. Really?
So I want to mention that anybody that calls our office today and schedules your free hearing screening so that we can just help you know what your baseline hearing is, you will be eligible to have a 3-day, 2-night vacation to 8 different places.
With you, Nola?
Not with me.
In Florida? Oh, okay.
We'll have different vacations. But anyway, I will give away a 3-day, 2-night vacation. If anybody is listening to this and can hear, I hope, this radio program, we will be doing that. So the number that you need to call is 661-253-EARS. That's 661-253-3277. Tell them that you heard Nola on the Senior Hour on KHTS Radio. And then our address is 23822 Valencia Boulevard, Suite 103. We are next to the AAA. We are in the Owen Patterson Troop building with the ones with the purple sign.
Thank you, Nola.
Okay.
Thank you for everything. Thank you for everything you've done for this community. We appreciate it. And once again, as we talked about Barbara before, we are honoring the 75th anniversary of Pearl Harbor, and those who sacrificed their lives and those who did make it back. And I once again want to salute and honor Chester Colbert for his role being at Pearl Harbor, but then coming out of that and making a life for his family here in Santa Clarita. We appreciate that.
Yeah, that's great.
That was amazing.
We are sponsored by Advanced Audiology, Nola Aronson, and Comfort Keepers in Home Care. Listen to us next week on the Senior Hour. Now go and enhance your quality of life.